Hello, welcome to the Variant Variety Podcast. I'm Aaron.
I'm Ben.
And this episode, this is a topic that we're pretty into, both of us.
Yeah.
We're talking about art. And we're talking about what got us there, what we like to do, how we like to express that.
Yeah. Because art is super fun.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But it's really rewarding.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you take a lot of time on a piece and then it looks good afterwards and you're happy with it.
Yeah. Sometimes we do art nights and we'll do smaller kind of fun projects with a group of people. Those are always a blast. But
oh, yeah.
I'd say that's what really got me into doing different art stuff is especially in high school and stuff where I being friends with you and being friends with a lot of the other people that I'm still friends with.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing art stuff.
Well, even in high school, a lot of our friends in there had at least dabbled in it, if not actually did it.
And some of them
all the time.
Really good artists. And so it's just seeing all that stuff, I was I kind of want to do that.
Some of them do commissions and stuff too.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that always interested me, and just moving in there, I really enjoy it. Still do it. You got me some art supplies that I haven't used yet, but I'm finna.
There's some legit stuff, which, so what happened was, graduation happens, and it's you gotta have your grad party, so let's put up some of your art. And I was okay, cool. Yeah. And then everyone shows up and they're oh frick, you do art? Let us all buy you art supplies. And it's guys, I do appreciate it, but I
don't need that much.
I don't need it from the same stuff from everybody. So I had
too many pencils.
Too many pencils. I had too many everything. And it's you can literally just take this, Aaron.
Yeah. I had one picture up at graduation and apparently no one saw it.
Really?
Yeah. It's the picture on the wall over there.
The Wolverine one?
Yeah, my the Logan poster that I redid.
Wait, I saw that one at your grad party?
Yeah.
It was on the table, wasn't it?
Yeah, no one else really paid attention to it, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't get anything, and I was just man,
I had
heck?
I had 3 or 4 up, and they were on a string, on the wall, if you remember.
I do remember that.
So, yeah.
Because you had your lightsaber piece and stuff.
That was
my
first
gosh.
piece.
I love that one.
I wish, if this was a visual thing, I would totally put pictures up. And it's on YouTube, but it's a little difficult to do.
Put it in the sides with the black bars.
I could try.
You have to get pictures of them.
I do have to get pictures too. Yeah.
That's the hard part.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
Regardless,
we're lazy about it.
I started my junior year of high school, so that was 4 years ago. About.
Yeah.
Yeah. I needed to fill a class in. That's literally all it was. I was I don't want to take any of these other ones, so I guess art. Because it's one of those things where I've always wanted to know how to draw.
Yeah.
It's I want to know how to draw.
Yeah.
So I wish I knew how. So you just take the class and I'll learn something from this or not. Whatever. And I actually really enjoyed that class, a lot.
Yeah.
Mr. Thanasak, shout out to him.
My boy.
He's such a great teacher.
He is a great teacher.
And he the thing is he genuinely cared about what you were doing, how you were pursuing that.
He genuinely cares about what he's teaching too.
Yeah.
There wasn't a day where I walked in there and he wasn't already working on something.
Yeah.
And then just sat down at a table and was just talking to us while he was sketching out his example for the next class or whatever.
And he was very supportive. He was very nice.
He was honest too.
Mm-hmm.
He was that's a good piece, but it's a little rough around the edges. Yeah. You could do that better.
I've definitely seen him go to people and be this is not that good.
Oh my gosh.
But it didn't seem offensive. It was all in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
And
very genuine guy.
And he was really good. I really liked him as an art teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Long was all right. I still
never
prefer
had her.
Mr. Thanasak. But shout out to both of them because they're just they're nice. There are sucky art teachers out there.
Yeah.
If you remember, I can't remember her name, but at Gables.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
She was bad.
I don't remember. Yeah. Oh man, that takes me back though, because I obviously elementary school we had to take art. That was every Friday you'd go to do art class or whatever. And So we had this art teacher whose name, like, we just called her Miss Artist.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's just her life. Like, literally her life. I remember, like, after she left, like, in my, like, 3rd grade year or something, and then, like, that one art teacher came back, or came into the school, we went to Miss Artist's, like, house, and she had, like, a paper mache table she made with, like, a real, like, the whole legs of it was paper mache together, and then she had, like, her own chairs she painted and stuff. And, like, this is a legit, like, dining table. Like, it's
crazy.
Full size, glass pane on it, everything. Like, while we were there, she was tiling her stairs with, like, glass, like, broken glass stuff. And just, like, mosaic kind of, like, putting it together. It was so cool.
That's impressive.
And her whole house was like that. Like, everything about it was, like, she lives and breathes for this stuff.
That's awesome.
I cut my heel on her stairs, though, because they weren't finished. And I had to go to the ER. But
dang.
I have a scar from it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What grade was that?
That had to be like, probably 3rd or 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. I really don't remember much about it, but
Well, that's fair.
yeah. And then, like, we did some art in middle school too, but I didn't much care for that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
well,
like real, like,
No,
yet, I guess.
that was before we, like, really did anything real with it.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
at
was
that
more so
stage-
just like, hey, draw a picture, or like, hey, let's learn about this.
Yeah. I remember one segment we did, she was like, okay, we're going to look at graffiti, because like, graffiti's art. And I actually remember thinking that was cool.
I love that one.
Because I never really thought of graffiti as art. Like, it's illegal.
Yeah.
But, like, it's definitely an art style.
Oh, definitely.
And it has its place.
I love it.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we had to make, like, our own, like, tags and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I still, like, I think I still have mine in a box somewhere.
You could argue that was training us to be hooligans.
Oh, yeah. Well, like...
That's where I got my gamer tag from.
Oh, that's right.
For Minecraft.
Yeah.
Because that was 6th grade when we had art class, right?
Yeah, we had it 6th grade.
It was 6th
and then
grade.
you could do it in 8th grade.
And I got Minecraft the next year.
That's true. Man, shout out to Minecraft.
Shout out to Minecraft again. Popping back up.
Yeah. So, yeah, middle school, that art class was okay, I guess.
Yeah, she was nice.
She was nice. I'm blanking on her name.
Yeah, me too, and I feel bad.
Just saw her like 3 months ago, because we did a thing at Ridgeview. Mm-hmm. 8th grade was like the real art class in school. Like
8th grade?
In middle school. Yeah, because like you had 6th and 7th grade where you could take it, and it was kind of just like, kind of basic stuff. But like 8th grade was like, you're doing this, and it's going to hang in the school. And like, it's legit.
I don't remember taking it in 8th grade.
We didn't.
Oh.
It's optional, but we didn't take it.
That's
because
why.
it was either that or like band.
Yeah, we
so,
took band.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like band, and then you had like the languages, and I couldn't take it because band, and I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Then high school, I mean, it was the same thing. Like, I had all the classes and like test scores I needed done like halfway through my junior year. So like senior year, I literally filled in my schedule. I tried to like get more classes off because like I didn't need a social studies. So I was like, can I just hang out in the library? And they were like, we don't like you that much. But yeah, like I took 3 band classes and an art class.
Yep.
And I was just like, I had nothing on my schedule. It was so nice.
No, senior year was super nice.
Yeah. The one thing that was weird though, because I had never taken an art class before. And so you were in like the step above me.
Actually, I wasn't. So here's what happened. So I took Art 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
In my junior year. And then next year, what they had told me was that it was either that Art 2 was at a period that I couldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
That's right. Because we had the same band classes that took up like the worst parts of the schedule. Yeah.
And they also, Mr. Thanasak told me that they were adding a new like drawing class where it was just pencil.
Oh, that's right. You took the drawing class.
Yeah.
And I took the actual like art class.
So I was like, I want to focus more on like pencil stuff because that was my favorite medium.
Yeah.
Mostly because I had little to no experience with color.
Yeah.
And every time we used it, I felt like it was bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to take a step back. Yeah. And just focus on the pencil work.
Yeah.
Which, looking back, I wish that I could have taken Art 2 because I would have learned about color.
Right.
Yeah. Because I want to work with it more because it definitely like makes a picture.
Yeah, you've done some like color pieces that are really nice.
Yeah, but like it's all like I'm not blending colors together.
Right.
You know, I'm too afraid to do any of that.
Like, what I was saying though is like it's really weird because we were both like seniors and like I was the only senior in my class. Everyone else was freshmen and there were like 2 sophomores. And like you had Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I just remember like every day, like we'd clean up, like put chairs on tables and stuff, and I'd just kind of like wait there for like the bell to ring, and then like I'd see you over in like the classroom next to me because they're connected.
Yeah.
And like you just kind of like wave and stuff, and I'd just be like, hey man, like wish I could be a part of that class because I don't like it. It wasn't terrible. It was just more so like all the freshmen were just like, oh my gosh, a senior. Ooh,
what's he doing here?
I'm gonna crush on him. And I was just like, excuse me, back away.
I just remember I always like the funniest thing that I think came out of that class. Not the senior year, but my junior year.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting in there and I'm just doing my thing. Cause I was always like very to myself.
Yeah, me too.
Cause like that's just how I am. You know, I always had headphones in and whatever. But I remember like I think my headphones broke this one day, so I was like, I just gotta listen to everyone else, which sucked.
Yeah.
So I'm just drawing away, and like someone behind me at the other table was like, dude, if you like put in like this earbud, it sounds different than like the other earbud. Like, how do they do that? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Are you actually kidding me right now?
That's time.
It was.
Yeah, art class tends to draw in the people that don't want to actually like learn stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of a shame because it's so much fun, and like I learned so much from like doing that. Even just basic art class.
Oh yeah.
Too. Like there were people that are better than me for sure, but like, shout out to my boy Braden. Dude, he's insane. He's so good. I haven't talked to him like forever.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, we were just kind of like school friends.
Right.
He was talking about putting together a portfolio to like actually go into like Art 4.
That would be great.
And stuff and like do some legit like art stuff. And I was like, you definitely should.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like having a portfolio is insane.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Like, I just remember it was like the first month or something, and we were doing something with colored pencils, and he did, you know, that like discus, like ancient Greek, like, kind of discus like statue.
Yeah,
he did that, is, but he like colored it with like rainbow stripes the entire way down, and it looked amazing. Like it was incredible. And I was like totally blown away. I literally just saw him like pass me, and like I saw like the piece, and I was like, whoa,
yeah,
what? And then like, Thanasak, he put together like all the tables based on like skill level.
Oh, I see.
So he was just like, you people need to look towards like these, and I was like at the good table, and I was like with Braden and this other guy, Chimmy, who like he's also like literally like one of the greatest artists I've seen like around here and like I've seen personally. But he never finished a piece. That was like the joke of the class. Like he never finished anything because he put so much detail and care into like everything. Well, yeah. He just never finished it. So like he would get like B's and C's on projects that were amazing because he just couldn't finish it in time. Done. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, but he was also hilarious too. And like, yeah, the three of us would just do art like every day, and it was a good time.
It's just crazy because I remember one day at the end of class, you know, we're waiting for the bell to ring, so we're just standing around.
Yeah.
And I like glance into the trash can because you know it's right there.
Yeah.
And I glance in and like there's like pieces in there that are like really well done, and I like pull it out. I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Why would you throw this away? I wish I could do this.
Yeah, for real.
I think I still have it somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, some cartoon characters or something that looked really good. And they were all original. Like it wasn't like,
yeah,
you know,
that's crazy.
It looked like it looked like someone had drawn their friends or something. And it just looked really impressive.
Nice. Yeah.
Another thing I do want to say about art class.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that it brings people in that typically don't want to learn, is like a lot of people see people do art and they're like, oh, that's just easy, you know, but it's really not.
No, it's not.
And a lot of people tend to, because I personally believe anyone can draw. I believe anyone can do it.
Yeah, it's an acquired skill.
It's a skill, so you can learn it.
Yeah.
But I think people don't understand that it takes time.
Yeah.
And it takes practice.
I think the common trait that people tend to lack with art is like patience.
Oh yeah.
Like if you don't have the patience to like sit there for a month or 2 months and like take this square by square and make sure like everything is like lined out perfectly and it's a lot of like kind of gritty, kind of like I need to grind this out. I need to be patient about this. It'll look good someday. Yeah. But also like having the ability to criticize yourself in like a healthy way of saying like, oh, this could be better. Like it's not bad, but it could be better.
Oh yeah, anything could be better.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter what it is. Like
I think like the one thing that like stuck to me the most, it's not related to like art at all, but like I remember like it was senior year and Danny just like he was telling us a story about something and he was like, I know people are always going to be better than me and I know that. The problem is that I know I myself could be better than me.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. And I like took that and like I went into like the art class and like that's really like my motto for that whole class. Because I was like, okay, yeah, there's people that are way better than me. I don't have to try at all. Like I don't have to do this. I don't need it. It's literally just giving me like double the amount of points I need in like arts and stuff, which give me like a special sticker on my diploma.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that. But yeah, and like now I did a piece for my mom, which is also on the wall next to us. It's the cardinal.
It's the bird.
I don't like that piece, but I like his feet.
They're good feet.
He's landing on a tree. It's great. And yeah, I'm excited for like pushing my own skills further. Especially with like different mediums and stuff. Cause like, I know you had mentioned like pencil being your favorite for a bit. Pencil's definitely like my favorite just because like it's easy.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's easy because like you just have the pencil and you don't need like all the different like kinds of pencils because there's like darker ones, like lighter ones.
Yeah.
You don't really need all those. You just could use a number 2 pencil and like you'll be fine. You can make a good looking picture with that.
Right.
I made a few. Actually, I've made most of my pictures are like that. My first picture I ever did, you know, I have like lightsabers. Yeah. You know, and I put them on my desk and I took a picture of it and I drew that. My first picture ever actually looked really good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I think that was the first time I was like, okay, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to take my time. I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to look good if I try to get through it quickly.
Yeah.
And you'll see people who do that, you know? They like, because Mr. Thanasek would have us come up and like show him our work and what we're doing and like what we're thinking.
Yeah.
You know? And people would go up and I'd hear their conversations and they'd be like, you know, he'd try to show them how to do it and they'd like explain what's going on. And they would just, you know, go back and just try to like speed through it or whatever.
Yeah. And
they just wouldn't take their time. And it's like, clearly they can tell that it doesn't look like the original picture they're trying to do.
Yeah, like I think that's the best thing is like, because especially in that class, like we had references all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like I did a butter churn for my first picture ever because it was just like in the bin and I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And I picked the one and like I remember like not really caring and just kind of like throwing it together. And then Thanasek was just like, you can do this better. And I'm just like, can I though? And he was just like, try this. And I did it and I was like, oh frick, I can do this better.
Yeah. And that junior year is when I discovered that I actually was able to draw stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least that I had the capacity to want to push myself.
Right.
To do it.
Yeah.
Which it's super satisfying to finish an art piece and just step back and look at it, you know, because you're always really close to it.
Right.
And that's where a lot of artist criticism comes from.
Yeah. Is
you're looking at it like real close. And when you've got, you know, an image from a camera to compare it with, you're like, well, it doesn't look that good.
Right.
But literally, you just got to step back.
Yeah.
Like, look at it from a distance. Because that's how it's going to be observed by everyone else.
Yeah. It's a time for sure. I'm just trying to think, like, all the pieces that we did back in, like, high school and, like, ones out and stuff.
I know for sure I've thrown some away because they were that bad. There are a couple.
We've done a couple. I've done, I did my Logan poster. It's like him holding Laura's hand and like his claws are out and stuff from like Wolverine and I love that one. That's like my favorite.
Your number one?
Yeah. Well, it's just like it's one of those where it's like it's rough and like the shading's rough and everything's rough, but you step back and it looks great. And you know, I have like a butter churn that I did. It was like my first real one. And also like we had an art show at like the end of the year with all the pieces and like both of those were put on display and I was like super happy about it.
Did you get I don't remember if that was the year that they did like comments Like people wrote comments and like.
No, that wasn't.
No?
I didn't get any.
Okay.
Yeah.
That must have been either the other year or because I remember that happened.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Well, there was a couple like in class things we did where we had like green, yellow, and red like, stickers and like put them on like the ones that you liked, the ones that you kind of liked, and the ones that you hated. That was really fun.
I remember my lightsaber picture. That was that was like the first thing I ever did.
Yeah. Besides
the like initiation picture.
Right.
He was just like, just do it. Just see what you can do. But yeah, like I got all like the green ones and it was great.
There's one I really like. I think I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. I just don't know where my portfolio like is from that class.
Yeah.
I did an oil pastel whale. Like it was just a picture out of a box and it was just like make this look good. And I love that whale. It looks so amazing and I hope I can find it soon because I want to like actually frame it and put it up. I didn't finish it too, which was the other thing because I knew I took it home because I didn't get to finish it and I was like, I'll just take like I'll just take like the F on it, whatever. Yeah. Like I actually want to finish it. And like Thanasak gave me like a B, even though like he didn't grade it and he didn't like see it. He just saw me working on it. He was like, "That's really good. You should not do that."
Yeah. Well, I remember having several projects in that class where the deadline would be that day. Yeah. And I would be like not done.
Right.
But he would see it and see that I'm working on it.
Exactly.
And he would extend it sometimes a week or even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he knows that you care about it and you're actually trying to make it look as good as possible.
Oh yeah.
He was such a good teacher.
He was. He's awesome.
He was literally
the Thanasak
podcast.
Welcome to the Thanasak podcast.
Thanasak Appreciation Hour.
He's great.
He's the best teacher.
Yeah. What?
Do you want to talk about like pieces we've done?
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out how to word it. Yeah.
So I'd say my favorite pieces that I've ever done would be that lightsaber picture.
Yeah.
Just because that was the first one and it kind of is what kickstarted everything. So I got a strong place in my heart for that one.
Right.
And then the next year, my senior year, I drew like Rey from The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I like that picture.
That's
too.
a good one because my favorite part is like the metal staff because it's like just like her kind of like
it's from The Force Awakens like poster.
Yeah, it's
where like everyone's covering their one eye.
Yeah, it's
for
like
some reason.
The one eye's covered with a pole and it's like the top of her head and like goes down to like her chin, I think, or a little.
Yeah, it's like just her face.
Yeah, and that picture looks really good in my opinion. I just love the staff. Yeah, and like just the way I did the metal. That's my favorite part. And then I drew. Dan Avedon from NSP.
That's a good picture. I love that
top
picture.
3 pictures. Yeah, for sure.
My top 3 is definitely the Logan poster.
Oh yeah,
that I did.
That's like my favorite of anything you've done.
I absolutely love it. Well, it's just like it's so simple.
Yeah,
and it's just like I don't know. I just love it completely.
Well, and Logan itself has a black and white version.
Yeah, it has a noir like version on it. And like what's funny too is like I was doing that picture. And then like maybe a couple weeks after we started a new project, but like the class before us also started like an inking project. And someone was doing the scene in Logan where he's standing outside the house after he kills like X-24 and like the family gets like murdered by like his clone and stuff. And it's just him like sweating and like next to the house and it's all in black and white and it's inked. And I'm like, that's awesome. And I was like, I'm so happy because this is incredible. I'd say my second favorite piece it's not very good, but I absolutely love it because of the coloring. We did like a pop art thing with acrylic paints. And I chose a scene from like one of my favorite comics, Paper Girls, written by Brian K. Vaughan. It's an indie comic where it's literally just like the main girl, Erin. She because like we were doing pop art and like he was like, if you have any comics, like bring them in. I literally took out all the books in my backpack and filled it with comics for like people to look at and like read and like try to figure out stuff because like that's my realm, man.
Oh yeah.
And like we started doing this project and I chose this one scene. It was a full page like dramatic reveal. And the whole comic takes place in like the 80s. It's kind of like Stranger Things, but way more sci-fi and crazy. And like these people from the future are like trying to like invade and stuff. And they pick up this device that's a square with like the Apple logo on it. And so I did that, but I chose like the brightest, most vibrant paints they had, and like the whole background's like this lilac purple.
Yeah.
Like she has a jean jacket on and like a white shirt with a giant collar underneath it, and like I made her hair like yellow and orange, and the like, because pop art has like the Ben-Day dots, like that's the whole style, and I did that all over her whole like skin and stuff, and it looks. To me, it looks pretty great. It's really rough around the edges because I'm not that good with paint.
Yeah, that was like your first time using.
That was my first time using paint, yeah. Especially like acrylics.
Yeah.
And then probably third would be the whale that I never got to finish. My oil pastel whale.
Yeah.
I can say my least favorite.
Dude, I can do that too.
Dude, all right. So I did this. I'm not good with watercolor.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, my girlfriend's amazing with watercolor. Yes, you are. Shut up. If you're listening to this, I know you are. You're amazing at watercolor. She painted me like a little tiny like square canvas of like a lightning bolt over a mountain.
Yeah,
and I love it.
That's such a good one.
I know. I love it.
I honestly, when I first saw that one, I was like almost jealous. I was like, oh,
right?
The frick?
Yeah. And so like, I did a scene from Jessica Jones, like the Netflix show, where she's like on a fire escape and stuff, and gave that to my girlfriend at the time back in senior year and stuff, and I never got it back. I really wanted it back. Never got it back.
Pretty sure she lost it.
Pretty sure she burned it, honestly, or threw it away. She didn't like Jessica Jones either. She was just trying to be nice and supportive, and then I never got it back, which really sucks. I didn't like it anyway. I just didn't want her to have it.
Right.
After we broke up, but yeah. What's your least favorite?
My least favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it? So we were trying to do a watercolor thing in Art 1.
It's always watercolor, man.
Yeah.
It's always your first one.
The thing is,
terrible.
because like watercolor, it's got certain techniques that I feel like just we weren't taught.
Yeah.
Or I think you have to have a certain kind of picture to do too.
Yeah, the picture I chose was like, it was full of smoke. It had a lot of brown in it, a lot of like dark colors. And I was like, this isn't very good.
No. Then my thing was like, I wanted to care about everything that I did.
Right.
So I wanted to draw something that mattered to me.
Right. Most
of my pictures were of something Star Wars or Star Wars related.
Definitely, yeah.
So for this one, I was like, okay, let's try something a little different. Let's try something else that I like. And I did like a picture of Gandalf.
I don't remember that.
No, I know because I threw it away. So it's bad.
Okay,
yeah, really
that's why
bad.
I don't remember it.
And that was also, it was like one of my first few times messing with color too. So I didn't understand how you mix them and all that. So it was just, the picture was really bad, and we started paint. I felt rushed a little bit in this one too.
Yeah.
But like it was just terrible. The only part that looked even slightly decent was like the grass in the background. But like Gandalf barely had a face. Kind of looked like Jesus a little bit. His robes were like purplish, and it was just I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it to look
Not
good.
a good time.
I think with watercolor you should probably draw something water.
Yeah.
Like water related.
Well, like there was this girl in my class who did a watercolor of like a blue jay.
Ooh.
And it turned out really well. I'll try to see if I can find a picture.
I just think with watercolor it should be more simplistic.
Oh, definitely.
Or I don't know.
See,
can't really speak too much about watercolor. Just
watercolor looks really well with like nature and like the sky and like oceans and stuff. And like the whole aesthetic of like Jessica Jones was like
gritty and gross.
Well, no, because
Not
like
gross.
the whole opening is like paint splatters and like watercolor and that kind of stuff. And so I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then no, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I did like this other piece. I forget what it was. I didn't even turn it in.
Really?
It was so bad. Like it was some pencil thing, and I was just like, we were doing like our first thing with colored pencils.
Oh, mine was bad too.
And I did the character poster for like the Winter Soldier from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And it was absolutely awful. Because I was like, okay, I really want to like flex on it. Because like it was more so black and white for the most part. But I wanted to like obviously do like skin tones. And like his costume's like pretty much black. But he has like the silver arm. Yeah. And he has a red star in the arm. And I was like, that'll look great. Honestly, I should have showed up a like closer up picture because I was horrible at drawing people.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. I did a picture of for that colored pencil project. I chose like Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
From like A New Hope. So he's in like his Tatooine farm boy clothes, and the drawing looked good. You know, the outline and all that looked good. And I added the color. It's just I couldn't get the skin tone.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get it. And
I
then
don't like skin.
his proportions were. I think they were fine for the most part, but his face was so bad.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And like, I did another picture, my senior year that I hated, which was I did Luke from The Force Awakens, like right at the end where he like
I remember that one. Yeah,
that one looked all right.
It was
I just couldn't.
It was all right.
The thing was the picture itself was like kind of blurry. I couldn't get a high definition picture.
Yeah,
and it was like small too. I just couldn't
get a good reference.
I couldn't translate it.
Yeah.
Well, no, because his robot arm is like so intricate.
Yeah, and like you can't see that at all.
I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, no.
So I threw that one away. That one's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not a good time.
Are you doing anything like currently you're working on?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. I mean, okay, so I did like a small canvas. I did like the band members of Twerp.
Yeah.
Like you saw that one. That one's pretty much finished.
One, yeah.
I just kind of wanted to touch up one of them at the end, but I didn't. I just haven't done it because I needed new paints. Which, speaking of which, I did buy new paints recently.
Ooh.
Courtney bought me a bunch of tiny intricate brushes.
Ooh.
So I could get like really detailed.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of canvases. So
yes.
Art Day 2.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's have Art Day. Because I'm starting to really get into paint. You know.
Yeah.
Because now that I know more,
try like watercolor.
Yeah. Now that we know more about color. Especially the number one rule: if you want to make a color darker, don't mix it with black.
Nah.
Like number one mistake.
Put more color.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's what I did. That's why I ruined most of those pictures with color.
Yeah. I gotta say, getting brown in watercolor is getting like that dark brick red is like that New York like apartment brick red is awful.
Yeah. What other pictures did you do that you didn't love or hate? Just like that you did.
That I did. I started on this train track, and it was way too much. There was so much noise because it was just a bunch of like bushes on the sides.
Oh yeah.
I didn't end up doing that one, but I really liked the picture, and I wanted to like actually draw it, but I was like, I can't do this. We did like a surreal art piece.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like that one. I just kind of did it and then didn't turn.
Was that the weird one with all the wacky like stuff in it?
Yeah.
You just like had a hand, like a tree.
Yeah, I just had all the different things.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a picture of Chloe Bennett for like our portrait.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely hate that. It turned out in the beginning so good. Like the eyes were incredible, and then like the rest of the face just didn't work out.
Oh yeah. I did Jyn Erso from Rogue One.
Yeah.
And that looked good up until like I got to her eyes.
Yeah.
Like they're just kind of too big and like, a little like too far apart. It's just not.
I can't.
It's.
I like drawing faces, but I don't like drawing faces.
Right.
You know, I like drawing the individual parts. I just don't like constructing the face.
It's just, it's one of the nicer things out there.
Yeah.
And one of the more like finer detailed things.
Yeah.
But when you get it, it takes a long time. But when you get it, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Because that's why I spent so long on Dan.
Right.
Because I was like,
looks great.
I did this face before. It was bad. I want this to be good.
Yeah.
I want this to be good so bad. I spent, I don't know, the first 2 weeks on that project trying to get the face shape correct.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember, like, we didn't do a lot of projects. I don't really remember any of the other
we did
ones I've done.
I remember we used oil pastels, and I did the Forest Moon of Endor, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
There were a few bits that were bad because, again, I was like, oh, shadow black. Like, no.
Yeah, no, you just kind of darken
it darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadows
that
are
was
black.
Bad. Well, what I really liked about that picture was, so I did all the trees. Like, I drew all the trees individually, no leaves. I just drew the trees.
Yeah.
Then I did the floor. And then when it came to the background, it's like, you know, it just kind of has that green kind of like, it's like the leaves like in the distance. So I literally just took it and I just, scribbled over it, and it looked great. I was so happy with that.
I didn't do many. I think we've covered all the ones that I've really done.
Yeah.
I'd have to like actually go back and like look
and like
at
flip through them.
Yeah.
I also did this one was pretty good. I typed in Endor again. But I don't think it was Endor. It might have been from like Legends or something. But it was like this vast like landscape. It was this huge, like, you're at the top of this hill and it's like, you know, this valley, and then there's a mountain in the distance with like the moon right behind it.
Ooh.
And I did that one with chalk pastels.
Ooh.
And I think that might have been one of the last ones of that class, which is why I didn't get to quite touch it up the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I finished that one, and that one looked pretty good. The moon didn't look great, but...
You also did that, like, scratch art of the Stormtrooper helmet.
Oh my gosh, how did I forget that one?
I absolutely
screw
love
that.
one.
That one's my favorite.
That one's
that
awesome.
one's up there.
Did that perfectly.
We can kick away that other one. That one is my legit favorite.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things you've ever done. Yeah.
I took a long time on that one too.
Oh, yeah. Well, because like you were planning it for like ever.
Yeah.
And you did like so many smaller versions of it. And then like you were like, did it, and like you were done in like a couple days, and I was like, whoa.
Well, it was just it's so scary.
Yeah.
Because with that,
there's no going back.
Even with pen, like there's no going back. That's it. Every line you make, that's it. You know, if you curved it too much, or if like not enough, or you just accidentally scribble, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's there forever. But that one's really good. I kind of cheated on that one though, because my reference was a scratchboard picture.
Oh my gosh.
So
I mean, hey, no one said you couldn't. So
no, and
yeah.
I think art is a lot. People tend to think, I mean, myself included, but people tend to think that most stuff you draw is just out of your head. It's not. You're using references all the time.
Yeah, well, like a lot.
It's actually less. You're less of an artist, I'd say, if you don't use a reference.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah. Well, because it's just like you need to know how things look, because your brain can distort things in a way that like only you think of.
Yeah.
Which can be great for certain forms of art, like surrealism or kind of that like ethereal, different kind of stuff.
Picasso kind of wacky.
Yeah.
Stuff.
But it's just like, and then like obviously that can be your own style, but it's so vital to have something that looks like a real thing to like for you to translate over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you'll try to draw off the top of your head and it looks bad, but then you'll try to draw with a reference and it can still look bad.
Yeah.
You know, but you can fix it then.
Right. Yeah. And then like, of course, you're not going to copy the reference entirely.
No.
Just do different things.
Well, yeah, that's literally what Photoshop is.
Yeah.
You know, you take 50 to 200 plus images and you put them all together and you change a bunch of values and everything.
Yeah. Like I'm currently, thing I've been doing for a while. I haven't worked on it in like months. Once like Endgame came out, or just before, when I got done with my Cardinal, for my mom, I started doing the Infinity Gauntlet, but the one from like the comics, which was like the glove. Less the like metal, more so just like the cloth, kind of like clean round gems and stuff. I started doing that, and like I wanted to do the thing from Infinity War where two things from the comic actually. The one where he does like Thanos does snap and like his hands all like distorted and like it just says like snap and then it's like out. But there's a cover for it, cover for Infinity Gauntlet actually, where the gems are shining, but the lines go across the entire page.
Yeah, I've seen
and so
that
I
one.
want to do kind of a mashup of that, so where you can see all the gems and the lines are going and like taking out parts of the picture. So like I just erase it, make it like a clean white, and then have a slight color line, and just have the gems be colored, and everything else is black and white.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. It looks good so far. I mean, obviously it's not finished. But.
Yeah. Well, like I did like a mock-up on a smaller piece of paper just to kind of like get my general shape down so I can translate it to a bigger piece of paper, and B, kind of work out how I'm gonna like shine the gems and stuff.
I do want to say that it is important as like an artist or an aspiring artist or literally almost anything actually.
Yeah.
If you're working on something, and you look at it and you think it's not good, the thing is like it's going to get better.
Yeah.
It's always going to get better.
It's a process.
As long as you're working on it, you know, it'll improve. It could take you a really long time, but the fact is what you're looking at this moment is not what it's supposed to be. It's
Right.
not where it's going to be. And it has so much potential to be better.
Right.
Like, you can look at a picture, you know, at the beginning, you're like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
But, like, you just keep chugging through it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of a grind, like you said.
Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how many times I looked at my Logan picture and was just like, these hands are bad. And like, especially because it's like Logan's hand going down and then Laura's hand going across and grabbing his. So it's a child hand and an adult hand. And so,
hands
like,
just suck in general.
Hands do suck in general. But like, with Laura's hand, I had it so weird. Her thumb looked like an alien thumb, kind of like going across. Like, it was awful at times, but it all came together in the end because I just kept working on it. And that's your motto for life.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really satisfying to, like, you'll look at your reference and your picture, and you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And you spend, I don't know, like 40 minutes trying to figure out what it is, and you finally figure it out.
And you're like, I got it.
You
just like erase the whole thing. You're just like, I'm ready. Flip the paper over, draw it again.
I did a what was it? We used charcoal. And I did like an owl.
Yeah.
That was the fastest I've ever finished a project.
Well, it's already so dark. Most of it's just shading in general that you need to do.
Well, I'd never used charcoal before. What I do like about it is it's like this kind of gray start.
Yeah.
And then you make it darker, or you erase and make it lighter.
Yeah.
Which was super
That's
nice.
crazy.
I did that owl in like, I don't know, 3 days.
That's crazy.
And
that's
I was like,
insane.
I'm done. And she's like, well, you could make it more detailed. And I'm like, can I? And she's like, yeah, you can. Like, look at this. And I was like, okay. So for the next couple days, because it wasn't due yet, so I was like, I might as well.
Yeah.
For the next couple days, I was working on that. And it's amazing how much, like, small details, like, of a difference that small details make.
Yeah.
Because it looked so much better afterwards.
Yeah, for real.
And I was satisfied with it, like, on the 3rd day when I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is done. But after more, it was a lot better. It's really cool.
It is. It's a good time. Try art, people.
Art is fun.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, give it a try.
Pick up a number 2 pencil and just pick a picture that you like and recreate it in black and white.
And you don't have to, like, just draw it on the, like, because what we did was, for our first project, was I forget what the dimensions were.
It was 2x3.
It was 2x3
inches
for the small one.
Yeah.
And then it was
like, I think 4 times the size of that.
Yeah. So regardless, you get a picture and you get a piece of paper that's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times bigger than that picture.
Yeah.
And
every 2 inches, basically.
You just draw lines.
Yeah. Or no, it was it was like 3x6.
Yeah.
Or something like a 4x6 small piece of paper. You just want to draw like inches every 2 lines, so you make a grid on it. And then once you have that grid and you have a symmetrical piece of paper, but that's scaled up, then you just draw those same markings on that.
And you just focus on individual squares.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how we started.
Yeah.
And
it works.
It doesn't, using techniques like that doesn't make you a bad artist.
No, it doesn't. I'm going to do that on my like next picture that I'm going to draw. Because one, it's way more fun to do that. And then you just have individual squares. And once you get those squares, you can do any of the squares at once. And then you can have like part of a picture in the corner, part of a picture in the middle. And then like you just keep working on it. And it's cool to see like the progress kind of like fill itself out.
Yeah, it's using all these techniques are at your disposal.
Yeah.
You can literally use any of them and it doesn't matter. Like, I had someone tell me that, like, because she had done art and stuff, and she's like, well, I'm not good because I use the grid technique. I'm like, that doesn't make you bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, it's a technique.
Right.
There's so many techniques out there that people use. Like, even if it's not the whole page, people use the grid on like smaller sections.
Right.
If they can't get it.
Right.
So, I recommend you try art.
I recommend you try art.
And like, just remember, it takes time. I've had plenty of people, even myself included, have said they're not good at it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I've been there.
I don't like it. And it's like, well,
if you don't like it, well, then make it better.
You can always make it better.
You have the power.
It's just patience. It's just working at it, man.
Yeah.
You know, just try.
Yeah.
You know, and find something that you like.
Yeah.
Draw something that you care about.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest piece of advice that you could give.
Because if you don't care about what you're drawing, you're not going to put any effort into it. And then it's going to be bad, and you're going to be like, I hate everything.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that's about it.
That was an interesting podcast.
I
really liked it.
Uh-huh.
Art is dope.
Go try it.
Love you.
Bye.